Okay, friends, I am currently living the dream with my beautiful family with 6 children and my husband. We were stationed here on Whidbey Island with the Navy from 2007 to 2012. And 2 of our children were born here on the island in home births. We then relocated back to Arizona, where we had never lived before, actually, to be near my husband's parents. However, we burnt to death there, and we're faced with extremely poor air quality, high ozone days, sandstorms that were just massive. They were called haboobs because they were the same type and size of sandstorms that are in the Middle East. So we prayed with all our mights to Jesus and asked him, as he's our faithful carer, if he would help us to relocate here. And through sending out a message on Facebook to several friends, one of our friends here, before that, her husband worked with us, with my husband in the Navy, she pointed us to a family that helped us to stay in their home. And because I'm driving, I'm a little saying things that are distracting, or getting distracted. So we didn't stay in their home. We stayed in a travel trailer that they had. And my husband was able to find work here directly because of her husband. He got a Dish Network job, and we are financially stable now. We're building our lives because we did have a real rough go at it. Here on Whidbey Island, there is a housing shortage, and we have 8 people in our family, and it was really difficult to find a 4-bedroom, which is required to live here if you have more than 6 people. So this island is just amazing. I'm heading from Oak Harbor on October 19th, 2019, all the way down to Langley by the sea, which is just an amazing town. We lived there for 3 months when we were trying to get stable housing, and it is the most quaint, beautiful seaside village. This is the drive from Oak Harbor to Langley. There's only one main road that goes from the top of the island all the way down to the very bottom of the island, which is where Langley is. And we've had a good, nice few days of rain. We are loving the fall leaves that are especially in our part of the island. There aren't as many here because there's so many pine trees everywhere, which we love, but we're having a lot of fall foliage where we are in Oak Harbor. Oak Harbor is a military town that is the 6th safest town in the state of Washington. There have only been 2 to 3 murders in the last 12 years in Oak Harbor, if you can believe that. It's the truth. It is such a safe town. Yes, it is a small town, and there are not a plethora of things to do there, but there are things to do there. One of our dreams is to create some sort of really neat place to have fun at there, that maybe is maybe a karaoke place, as I'm a singer and a voice teacher, and that would be right up my alley. And my husband, I think, would really love that too. We talked about it. So just giving you a view of the drive from Oak Harbor all the way to Langley. It's starting to rain now. In the winter time, we remember when we were here, at least 3 winters that there was snow. There was about, I don't know, like half a foot of snow total, maybe more, but it's so gorgeous here when it snows, just beautiful. There's another open, like I'll just point it out over here for a little while, that there's our mini meadows here that are so gorgeous. they have left so much of the island to look and be wild and free because they don't want only houses to take over. And I really like that about the island. But again, when you're relocating here, you do want to be careful to make sure, you know, you realize that yes, they are building up the housing community here. They're building up more housing communities, is what I mean to say. They know it's a big problem here, so just, you know, make sure you have your place all secured before you come, because it is not easy to find a place here if not. So the cost of living here is not that high. It's, you know, it's not at all like Seattle or the outlying cities around Seattle. Those prices are just unbelievable. 2 times as much as here. So Whidbey Island, it just captures your heart. It captures your soul. It's just beautiful. We see deer and I'm forgetting the name for the male deer. Oh my gosh, bucks. We see them here really often. There are many homes that have land around the property that have, you know, these huge tall pine trees. That's what our goal is. We are right now in a 4-bedroom apartment in the heart of Oak Harbor, like right near our children's schools, and that's great for us for now. But there's 8 of us, so we definitely are going to be getting a home loan and getting an actual house and some land is the definite desire and goal. And then have some chickens and outside dogs, since I cannot handle animals living with me, I discovered. Well, being hospitalized for severe asthma and other things going on with that. The Seattle area, which this is generally the Seattle area because it's this little narrow island that is tucked in above Seattle. The Puget Sound is what we share. Seattle is one of the top 9 of best air quality locations in the United States. So you have the excellent air quality. You have the Pacific Northwest beauty and feel of being in a really close-knit small town with other close-knit small towns on the island. None of the towns on the island are huge. The only one is Oak Harbor comparatively to the other towns. This area is Green Bank. My windows are fogging, but there's a huge like farm over there. So yeah, you'll notice a lot of stores that are selling cannabis, as they call it. Let's see, so we're coming upon Freeland, not Green Bank. I think Green Bank might be after. So here's Freeland. And there's this great thrift store right here. Really huge one. I should definitely go there. Trinity Lutheran Church looks great. This little area, if you're traveling here on a bus from the top of the island down to the bottom, this is one of the stops. Also, if you're getting a what is it called? There's some fall trees. If you're getting a shuttle to the airport, either the Bellingham Airport or Seattle, you stop off back there at the Freeland area. It's called, I think it's Mel's Corner or something. Something's Corner. Ken's Corner. There's a little tiny harbor inn. It's like a miniature hotel to the left. We just passed. Man, I'm gonna have to start defrosting the windows. There's some fine art places, a bank. Yeah, I'm gonna defrost the windows here. Okay, so have my lovely classical music on. Absolutely have to have it because I'm a classical musician when I have time. I was trained as a classical singer in college for 5 years and then in music education for 1 year. I was in operas, and I teach voice and piano very part-time because I have 6 children, and my husband works for Dish Network and does a fantastic job at his new job. And okay, so what are we coming up here? This is just like someone's sort of farmland. Oh wow, over here. Here you go. I'll turn this out this way. I'm still having my eyes on the road, don't worry. We have, what are we coming up on here? Eagles? At the top of the island is the only exit on road. It is called Deception Pass. It is a huge bridge that was made in the 1900s. Here's a really neat self-storage barn. It was made in the 1900s, early 1900s. Here's one of those meadows to the left. Here's a huge meadow out there. And the bridge is now at its time when it needs to be renovated and fortified. So there are all of these construction workers hanging off the bridge, fixing it, mostly all actually in the evening hours through the night. So they have these lights there, and wow, you have to be the most brave person to do that, especially how much it rains here. Here's some great fall foliage right here. Okay, so these this island is only accessed either by the 2 bridges that make up the Deception Pass bridge. One is called, I think, Canoe Pass, and one's called something else, Deception Pass. But they both cross over the massive, huge Deception Pass area that connects or goes between Whidbey Island and the mainland, which when you go onto the mainland, you are in gorgeous forest it's considered a rainforest. So it looks like, wow, this is weird. It's like the view is now very smudgy, but it looks like it's the focus has gone out. Huh. This is weird. Okay. I wanted to take this tour all the way to Langley, but now it's all completely fuzzy and I don't understand why. See better now? I don't know. Huh. Okay. Oh, crud. Alright, I'm gonna pull over at this gas station and see if I can fix the camera. This is the Goose. It's a classic grocery store here. It has really high quality food, and it's the only good priced grocery in the area. The only other grocery store in the area that's not like a Rite Aid is the Star Store, which is very, very expensive. Okay, so I'm pulling over to fix my camera. Okay, I don't know what went on with it. Okay, and now here I am. I didn't show myself before. So let's see what's happening with my camera, with it looking like it's very unfocused. Huh. It's really weird. Huh. It looks a lot better now. Okay, so shall we continue our trek to Langley? We're almost there. This is like, I guess still Clinton right here. My husband gave me this time to come here by myself so I could get some natural homeopathic medicine that helps very much so my asthma and some inflammation issues I have, which is of course related to asthma. Also has adrenal caps in it, adrenal supporting substances in the homeopathic remedy, and it's just a miracle worker. I was so deeply exhausted from, I also have an anxiety disorder, so my adrenals are revved up a lot, and this Natura Bio homeopathic remedy for inflammation and adrenal support truly works. Like, truly. Okay, so we're getting back on the road. Okay, better focus. So they're still, it's doing it again, whatever. I'm just gonna have to continue going. I don't know why it's seeming to focus on my window rather than the distance, but I'm just doing the best I can. So I'll show you when we go into Langley how gorgeous it is there. Oh, look at this. Oh my gosh, I hope you can see that. I'm pointing the phone toward that area. That's the most pretty meadow that I've seen here in this area of the island, the south end of the island. So this is a really neat place too. Yeah, so how are you enjoying the tour so far? I hope you're enjoying it. Yeah, anyone that wants of extremely safe, extremely good air quality, extremely beautiful place to live, this is the place to live. Whidbey Island, Washington. If you can make it here, you can make it anywhere. Just kidding. Okay, so going around a bend. I'll sing for you while I'm driving. Oh mio bambino caro, mi piace bello, bello andare in Porta Rossa, ma comperare anello, sì sì che voglio andare. I forgot the words right there. There's a really cool meadow too, another cool beautiful meadow. Yep, there are houses back behind a lot of these forest areas. This looks like, yeah, this is right by the highway, so there are not any houses much that I can see. No. Yeah, there's a big electrical place. Okay, now I'm coming to where I have to sort of remember what to do. I could go off to Langley to the left. Yeah, this is Max Welton Drive, but whenever I go this way, I end up getting lost or something. No, this way would work. Okay. I always recognize it by this sign right here. This says Venture Out Plant Nursery. With some beautiful fall foliage right there, just gorgeous. And so, yeah, see how the road goes way down that way? There's some mist hanging over it. That goes to the ferry that takes you off the island. So the only way on and off the island is the Deception Pass Bridge, which is a 2-lane, very narrow bridge over hundreds of feet down to the ocean. See, it takes guts to live on this island. Or the ferry, which you take to go to Everett and Camano Island. I like to say Camano because it looks like it's a Spanish word, sorry. A Hispanic word, and so you don't say Camano in Spanish, you say Camano, so that's why I say Camano. Everyone here says Camano. A little silly. So now we're going to be passing a gorgeous park this one right here, South Whidbey Community Park. It is literally like heaven in there. It is just gorgeous. Our church that we were part of when we were here for 3 months is Island Church, and they had a picnic there after the VBS for the kids, and we were just in awe of the huge drawn out, beautiful spaces that are everywhere. Oh, they're having a harvest carnival here on Halloween. So we're not celebrating Halloween, but I guess we couldn't do that because we're doing a ministry, or we're handing out Christian tracts at our door and also candy. So we couldn't do both on one night. That wouldn't work. Okay, so now that road is called Rivendell, which is really neat because that's like Lord of the Rings. Now we are really close to downtown Langley. See all the massive, huge trees, and just, it's like, wow. It's just too gorgeous. It looks like heaven. I mean, can't even describe it. These trees are massively huge. Just huge. When we lived here for 3 months, this is considered the city of the bunnies, because they had a animal chase at the I think it's called the Whidbey Fairgrounds right here. They're very small fairgrounds. They still use them for, you know, horse training and things like that. But these bunnies got away while these kids were trying to catch them in this contest, and the bunnies became wild, and, well, in a good way though, they just proliferated all over the south end of the island. So there are now free roaming bunnies everywhere. And where we were staying here for 3 months, at the bottom of the island for the first time, there were rabbits. There were 11 plus rabbits. See, there's the fairgrounds, campgrounds. Okay, so I'll sort of point it off to the campgrounds area. There's a fire station here coming up. This is the fairgrounds. They have really cute, see, welcome to Langley. Langley is just awesome. Very small town, but very welcoming, beautiful. I mean, you'd think you would find this, like, you know, up in the high mountains, but this is sea level because we're right by the ocean, just past the House of Hope. That's actually where we stayed because we had job loss at the time. And here's South Whidbey Community Center, where the House of Hope headquarters is. Here's the ocean. We used to take walks from House of Hope all the way down here. There's one of the public buses that are free. By the way, I forgot to tell you that buses here are free. Okay, there's a beautiful view of the ocean. We would always go stop there and look at the ocean. Here's one of the few but very cute but small motels on the island, at the south end of the island. There's Island Church, where we were going, which is wonderful church. And now we are going by this, hopefully someone is buying it. It's a gorgeous house that is set aside for commercial property, and it used to be a restaurant. It would be a fantastic restaurant. So you see the beautiful ocean coming up, the fall trees everywhere. This is the Saratoga Inn, which is a very large and very nice hotel. I think it's bed and breakfast. Here's the library. The store I'm going to is right down this road, but I will continue to show you the rest of this seaside part of downtown Langley. This street's called Wharf Drive. There's, oh wow, they didn't have these crows there when we were here just a couple of months ago. Here's a music store. Being a musician, I noticed that a lot. There's Whidbey Island Bank. Sprinkles, which has the best ice cream you can imagine, and also some food. This pizza shop is fantastic. It's called Village Pizzeria in Langley. There is the Fish House, which I do not like fish, so I never went there. There's now the Prima Bistro, and then the Star Store, which is a very old store, really neat store. They have excellent food to buy. It's definitely pricey, but it's worth it. Everything, there's no like traditional stores. It's all local. The only thing you'll see here is Dairy Queen, which is way out in the boonies from here. It's like 15-20 minutes away. There's no traditional store here that you would see anywhere else, which is a really neat thing about this great city. I just passed by the movie theater. There's one small movie theater, Good Cheer Thrift. I think I will go in there today. I always would take our kids there. Here's a little beautiful park right here where bunnies go. Apparently they're doing some work on the park, which they weren't doing before. There's a bank, and so I can get a good parking spot. No parking, loading zone 23. Okay, so it's Saturday, so I can park here. So we will continue. We made it. There are opportunities to stay in people's houses here too. Like, you know, they rent them out, sort of like Airbnb. There's one of those right up here, up on like the 3rd floor over here. And there's a really good coffee shop that is right over here. I'm going to pause this for 1 second and grab my stuff. Okay, so I'm back, and I'm going to show you where the only restrooms are downtown unless you are a customer and you buy something. So they're right by the US Bank, right across from this beautiful small park and the acupuncture place. They're yellow and yellow buildings. There's actually a few phone booths here in downtown Langley, which are quite rare finds. Right there, phone booths. Huge public restroom sign, so it's not hard to find it. Again, I don't know what is going on with my focus of my phone. This is a brand new phone even. I don't know why it's doing this. Okay. Okay, pushing pause. So, continuing. This is the restroom, of course. When you come to Whidbey Island to visit or live, definitely bring layers of clothing. You want a light jacket under your heavier jacket. It could rain at any time. Definitely on the cold side living here, but it's worth it. It is not at all like living in Michigan, where you're going to get feet and feet of snow and be trapped in your home for days because it's so freezing cold. It's definitely just on the cool side, except in the winter when there's about a foot of snow or less on average, and it's not a big deal. People that have lived here for 30 years or more, I just got a report from them. I was getting a ride to church the other day, and they said, oh no, I mean, even on average, each winter we sometimes don't even get any snow at all. So we're really hoping that that will not be the case this winter. Okay, so this is this really neat, beautiful natural stream that's right next to the bathroom. There were some beavers here that were building a dam, and it was all dammed up, so they apparently removed the dam, and haha, interesting, they put a net or mesh covering around this tree back there so that the beavers could not do that again. It's pretty funny. So here's this little super cute walkway that goes into these little shops right here. Ooh, it's a cold one today because it is raining. It's my ice shaking around in the cup. So it's sort of a European feel right in here. Someone's beautiful dog. It's a nice pumpkin out by this back door because it is fall. So here's a really neat place called the Sea Glass Cove. And let's see, Ultra House, which is a little place to eat. Really quaint yellow restaurant here. I think it's a coffee shop. It's really pretty. Water fountain. My children loved to be around this in the summer. It was nice and cool, and there were little birds taking baths in there. We sat here a few times. Right here is the yellow coffee shop with some beautiful greenery around it. The beach house, which has really neat beach themed items. Including a baseball as a pearl in there. Here is the famous Star Store, which is awesome. And I'm going to the Star Store where they sell the supplements. Here's this little coffee shop right here that is really good. Has a lot of books there you can buy or just read. Okay, taking a pause.
News and talk, powered by the Pacific Northwest.
Well, anyway, Walter, good to see you. Not to hold you up. Oh, so the girls are growing up. La la.
Okay, so I was just in the Star Store Basics and got some awesome things. This is the adrenal support, and they had this remineralizing powder, which I'm super excited about for my daughter who has autism and has a hard time with having correct dental health sometimes. So I think this will help her a lot. And so let me show you a little bit more around the town. So this is the glass blowing place. Oh, here's the Brayburn restaurant. Never been here before, but it looks really neat. Okay. Oh, fall is so awesome. The library's right down there. Oh, this is like a heavenly trip being here. Beautiful sunflowers. So, see, this place is just amazing. Here's that really neat coffee shop. The Commons Cafe and Books. Took my little kids here. Look at all the pumpkins everywhere. Oh, it's such a neat time of year. Taking a picture of this. Alright. So, now we can see the Star Store. I think I'm going to see if they have any natural nail polish, which